Go.
Oklahoma where the winds come, sweeping down the plain, twisters blow away your kingdom. Noise from the Sooner State, feel it in your eardrum. Way past the beginning and we are nowhere near done. My goodness, I'm nice with it. You can snap back, hold your hat, it's how I'm fitted. Getting filled up off your hate as if I need it. Why your takes on eating lighter, people say I need it. You didn't know? When I hit the road, dog cities hear me spitting flows. Meanwhile, on tracks, I'm really not your typical spiritual, lyrical miracle, you imbecile. Going harder than a tombstone. Here lies in a method that never saw his doom, though. Joints instrumentally fired by IQ, yo. Rocking like a Lucifer track, but what do you know?
Forward and I can't go back.
Welcome all. This is the Outsiders Green Country Soccer Podcast, as y'all should know already. But if you don't, welcome. My name is Mario. I'm with my good co-host David. David, how are you doing tonight?
Welcome in everybody. It's freezing cold in Oklahoma, and I just got back from Orlando where it was beautiful and kind of sunny, and had to come back to this place. But I like that Patriot sweater that you're wearing there. How's it going?
Just like FC Tulsa, top of the table. But we'll talk more about that great historic run that we had this year. Real quick before we get on some FC Tulsa talk. I know you're really wanting to talk. I know we've had like a 2-week hiatus, the Oklahoma City hiatus, but we needed some little bit of R&R, as you can tell, as you just heard. David went to Orlando, didn't invite nobody, even though I lived literally like 30 minutes away from that and also a couple hours south of that. But yeah, we need a little break, and we need to re-energize ourselves. It's the preseasons now again, and we just needed a little bit of break. Thank y'all for listening and being patient and commenting and also messaging us, telling us when we're going to do the next podcast. But we're here now. And we're back.
Let's just jump into it. How's it sound? We usually wade into the waters and slowly make our way out there. Let's just jump into it. Last time we talked, we was heading into the USL Championship final. Great expectations. I mean, it was kind of tempered. We all I think all of us thought it was going to be like a defensive battle. And that's what it turned out to be. I will say this: when I walked out the door that morning, I walked outside, turned to my wife, was like, "This is Pittsburgh weather." And I don't know if that was an omen, but that's what I felt like it was an omen, and not a good one, because could Pittsburgh rolled in a brisk 76 degrees in late November and win? I don't know, but I guess we'll never know. But I will say this: FC Tulsa played 4 playoff games this year. How many goals did we allow? 0. If you were to say any other time in the history of the USL Championship, your team's going to go in the playoffs, they're going to play in every playoff game, and they're not going to allow a single goal, what do you think the win percentage would be?
I can't even.
I think it'd be pretty damn high.
Yeah.
I think it'd be high. But the problem was we played a Pittsburgh team that had also allowed 0 goals in all 4 games of the playoffs. And, went to PKs. I thought we had a couple good chances there towards the end. It just didn't happen. And I think the whole yourself, Joshua. Yeah, I'm calling him Joshua because he's not on the podcast tonight. Joshua. And myself. The one thing we worried about all playoffs was what?
Penalties.
And it happened, sadly. Pittsburgh defeated us 5-3 in penalties. FC Tulsa dominated a lot of the statistical aspects of this game. I think, we had 55% of the ball, which is not really a good sign statistically for us. Usually when we're playing counter attack, we're a lot more successful. We had 17 total shots compared to their 5. We had 4 shots on target compared to their 1. We had 5 big chances compared to their 1. We completed 65% of the passes. They completed 56% of the passes. It just almost everything statistically was highlighted by FC Tulsa offensively. Defensively, there's a little bit better numbers for Pittsburgh. But, I think a big aspect was like Eric Dick. Yeah, that guy. He came out and he as a Manchester United fan, I spent the last couple of years watching Andre Onana just sink into the box when the ball is crossed in or on set pieces. So I felt that pain. And when we had this new goalkeeper come in, and what he does is he goes out and he attacks the ball. That's what Eric Dick does. He goes out there, he'll go and he'll claim the ball, he'll take possession of the box, and that's what he did. Kudos to Tyler Derrick for keeping another clean sheet. I think every game he'll go down. I think every game he played for FC Tulsa was a clean sheet.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people, where's Johan? And yeah, we all love Johan. But don't take away what Tyler Derrick did for us in the postseason and late in the regular season.
Are you ready for me to talk a little bit?
Go ahead.
All right. So
first, I'm bringing up old feelings.
No, it's good. We gotta woosah to the public.
This is their therapy session right here.
Real quick. First of all, one thing from the beginning, like you were talking about, it was pretty cold, pretty brisk. We got to also find out that Carlos is no longer allowed to have any tapatio sauce anywhere near him because I think it was all over the floor. But he did a great job cooking. He cooked some bacon, pancakes. He did the whole breakfast all right. 83 United also did a lot of stuff there too. I got to give a shout out, even though this is an FC Tulsa pod, but to the Riverhand fans that drove 18 hours to come to Tulsa. Big props on them.
They rode in a bus. They slept on the way.
Yeah, but you got to give them props when they deserve it, and they did.
They traveled well.
Yeah. Or David read the comment. But yeah, it was a good match. It was end to end. It was a defensive battle. They had one good shot in the first half. I could have. Actually, a couple of them. One that ricocheted off the post, and then the other one that, I think it was in the first half, where I thought he was offside, but no, I think it was in the second half. When I forget it, Augustine Williams was right there, the ball got passed to him, and he was right there in front of the goal, and I don't know if he hit it wrong or whatnot. I'm not sure if it was an offside, but they could have scored 2 goals. I know we had chances to score. We had a lot of crosses that a little bit questionable on my point, but there's some that literally that damn Dick literally had that tip over the goal, and the game could have been a lot different. But one of our kryptonites of all season long has been penalties, and I think they were playing for that. I think they were okay playing penalties. I think they played 3 matches in penalties, and
yep,
you got to play the way we've been winning. I was really hopeful after that New Mexico match for us to do a little bit more and better, but we didn't. And but there's a really good outcome of this, not just only on the field, but fans. There was 9,500 fans in the section. I think we could have fit at least 300 more over there, like where the Pittsburgh Riverhand fans were at, because it was a little bit. I saw a lot of empty seats over there, but to have that full like that, I'm not sure if you got to look behind you, David, when you were when I was chanting over there, starting to chant and seeing all the fans just jump up and down, and I couldn't even see the last person on there. That made me like super proud to be a supporter, to see so many people come and support this team and root for them to win and everything like that. And I think the players on the field saw how devoted we were for the team, and I know they didn't give up this game. They tried their hardest, but um, unfortunately, the somewhat quote unquote better team won. Um, but it is what it is. One comment that I do want to do, because this is my podcast. I've been on a couple podcasts extra, like with Soccer Zombie and also with um, Morning Kick Around. Um, a lot of people have been saying that the Pittsburgh Riverhound fans were a lot louder than us. You have to be literally right above them to think that. But if you were in our section, we never heard them sing or chant once.
No,
But
I've seen a couple comments that, yeah, and I was like, no, I did not hear the Steel Army at all over there. But I will say this: they showed up. They, for the most part, what I've seen, they were pretty damn respectful. You know, and I hope they felt like we were respectful too. I know they were invited to come over to the tailgate and everything and just join in. There's no real beef with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We don't play them a whole hell of a lot. So yeah. The crowd was great. It was early morning game. We don't do good early morning games. Maybe that's what they don't know about Oklahoma. It's a little slower here. You know, we have to warm up into the day a little bit. You know, we have to. It's not the hustle and bustle of a big metropolitan Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We like to sit around and drink our coffee in the morning and you know develop into the day. So but, eh.
yeah,
It was great. It was great to see like the electronics video boards up around the field. It was great to see the stands packed. I mean, 35,000 people showed up during the playoffs to all four games. That was just pretty outstanding. 2 games over capacity. So from a point where we've been in the history of FC Tulsa, this was outstanding. Did we think we'd get there this year? No, we fully expected to be in the playoffs. I think all of us expected to be in the playoffs. Seeding is you thought we were going to be high. I thought we would be 7-8 spot. I think Josh was in that range too. But to be the best in the West, take the regular season crown, take the playoff crown in the West. Awesome achievement. Wouldn't trade it for the world. Would trade it for a cup, I guess.
that's true.
But do I think we're ahead of schedule? Yes.
Yeah.
I think FC Tulsa was ahead of schedule. Now here comes the really, really, really interesting part. We'll talk about it a little bit later here. But now we get to do that job where we have to maintain it for multiple years. We reached there. Now next year, as fans, we had to be like, will not making the playoffs be acceptable? No, it will not be. We want to progress. We want to maintain. We want to succeed. We got a taste of it, and I think we all want to keep that caliber of a season again. And from what I see so far, what the front office is doing and the players they brought back, let's revisit 2017, the first year we made playoffs. 2018 roster was gutted.
Yeah.
There was very few people maintained that next year, like Francisco Ugarte was kept.
Fabian
Was Joaquin Rivas, or did he go to St. Louis?
I think that's when he went to St. Louis.
That's when we see it. There's very, very few, like I said, Ugarte,
Paris G got saved.
Paris G, he kept around. It was very Brady Blue, I think. Maybe, no, or maybe not. I don't know.
No.
I can't remember. But it was very, very few people was kept around for that next year. The people that was announced so far have been very key players. So I like the build going, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But
I was about to say, yeah, let's talk about that later. But one thing that I did want to talk about, and I'm sorry for interrupting.
You're good, bud.
Oh, like you were just saying, and one thing that in the game for the Western Conference Championship, Ryan and JW, they ran up and down. They were, I mean, I've never given JW a hug like that. He literally jumped. I mean, after the game of the finals, you could see how heartbreaking they were. You could see tears in Ryan's eyes. I'm not gonna lie, I was teary eyed, because we could taste it. We were there. That trophy should have been lifted in Tulsa.
Yeah. I talked to Ryan at 88 Keys afterwards at their, I guess that's where the celebration party was going to be. He showed up and he was sad, but he was optimistic. And that's, I love that, talk to him, and yeah, there you go. That's a good point out, but it felt like he was optimistic about the future and he's excited. And I think they had to go to his mom's birthday party, but he was already hit the ground running. So, I mean, going back to what you said.
Yeah. And I think them and the players, they tasted it and they want that again. They want to come back and contribute so they can bring back a cup to Tulsa, because I think one big party got missed in Tulsa, and that I think there might have been maybe a trophy celebration in the middle of the field if that would have happened. I'm not trying to start. Yeah. I'm not trying to start no drama, but let's just say.
And I'll go back to that. Everybody was like, and I think this was pushed out a lot by the players' union because of the shirts that were worn and the signs. They were hard up against the CBS television line. CBS knows what their cash cow is Saturday morning, and it's college football. Just everybody knows that. And the USL Championship going not only the 90 minutes, but going to 120 minutes, and then going to PKs. They were hard up against our TV line. Now, could they have set everything up in midfield and did it after the game? Yeah. But I think they broke the trophy, and I think it was. They were just. I don't know. I am a little disappointed in the USL Championship, and just a little bit about that. But then again, I was pretty devastated to see another team celebrating a cup on our field. So.
No, I am fully behind that. I want to see another team. If it wasn't us, Pittsburgh, like you said earlier, they're not our big rivals and nothing like that, but they do deserve like a proper send off. I would hate for us next year to be the away team and we wouldn't be able to celebrate a championship. It's like when we went to New Mexico and we got to see it, we got to see our team win, and they came up to us and celebrated. We didn't go run in the middle of the field, nothing like that. Though I was really, 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 if I didn't have my kids, I probably would have done it. But kind of celebration, they deserved it. This is the championship final. They needed to go and have a good time and enjoy with their fans. But as the home team, kind of biased, I'm a little bit kind of glad it didn't happen because, and I know I know you weren't there for this, but I know Ryan and JW, they brought a bunch of champagne out to the Western Conference Finals, and they said, we're going to wait for this for the finals. And I don't know what those champagnes are doing right now. I hope they're frozen for next season, but I'm ready to pop some of those next year.
I saw a post on Twitter or X, whatever you're gonna call it, and they were saying they were ripping the USL championship for like it was Pittsburgh was like, we won the cup, all we got was like a chicken sandwich. I was like, they were like, and whoever posted it in the comments were like, they really need to take better care. But it was like FC Tulsa rented out a room, a bar for win or lose after the game for the players, for the fans. They did that. I mean, our owners was ready to, celebrate win or lose. And yeah, it was a whole hell of a lot more solemn that we lost. And the mood was a little down. Should say a lot down. But we got great owners here at FC Tulsa. Great owners. Congratulations to Rob Vincent. I don't know if he's got the job full time at Pittsburgh, but if he doesn't, he's gonna have a full time job somewhere.
Yeah. I wanted to make a banner. It was like, where's did you do with Bob Lilly before the match? But I was like, it's a little too late. But whatever
That
you
might have
did,
made it. That
go
might
ahead.
have made it easier to let Bob Lilly go for
Yeah,
whatever reason he was put on administrative leave. So it could
yeah,
have been a trial run for Rob Vincent. So
true.
we'll see. That's one of the storylines that's going to play out here in the off season. So
But real quick before we skip on to one more, I just want to do one more thing that I wanted to add.
yeah, you
I
go ahead.
do want to do a little bit a shout out to the USLPA. They gave our supporters group because we were the ones mostly on the picture because we brought up the signs for, big shout out to the USLPA for shouting us out on Twitter and the other social accounts, us, 83 United, and also the Steel Army from Pittsburgh. Before the game, we all held up the signs, and players came in with shirts that say, instead of Pro Rel, how about you Pro Standards? But big shout outs to that. I really appreciate it. And hopefully something gets fixed because I do not want to see a strike. I want to see a regular season.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope they get it figured out too. I mean, I'm ready to keep the good vibes going into 2026. So
Me too.
all right, let's jump. Any last words about the USL Championship final?
Should have been us.
I got-
Should have
I
been us.
I got one thing to say. I know we give Devin Kerr and Mike Watts some stink, but they said some pretty good words about FC Tulsa on All Access. So I'll give them some credit. Got yeah, I got a good fist bump from Devin Kerr in the stands. Talked to him just a little bit. He seemed like a decent dude. So I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully he'll say better things about us next year.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump right into other big time news happening around the USL FC Tulsa atmosphere. And I want to start off with a little US Open Cup. We're in. It was not a guarantee this year for USL championship teams. It was not a guarantee. Big name like Tampa Bay Rowdies not playing. You pretty much had to make the playoffs and be one of the top. If you didn't make the playoffs, you had to be one of the top records to get in. Because not all USL championship teams. The USSF wanted to eliminate a round or two. Because of the US Open Cup, they're trying to reel it back a little bit because it's going to be a busy summer in the United States soccer-wise. So let's say it's going to be a field of 80 teams with $1 million purse and CONCACAF Champions Cup on the line. A spot in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. I want to talk about the CONCACAF Champions Cup just a little before we get more into this. We don't get representation in this. In the CONCACAF Champions Cup because we're a second division team. But the Canadian Premier League gets a spot in it, which I would argue that the USL Championship is on par with the Canadian Premier League. I will argue that we are on par with that league. So the fact that they get a spot because it's the National League in Canada and we don't, I think it's a little bit laughable. I think we should get a spot as well. The championship league, their USL championship should get a spot in as well. I mean, like Forge FC, a team I know we could play with, gets to go play Tigres. How cool would it be if Pittsburgh Riverhands won the championship? They get to go play Club America or whoever. I think, I think our league has grown from where we were to where we are now. I think we deserve a spot, but I digress. Yeah. So not every USL championship league will get in. The USL championship, Charleston Battery gets in, Colorado Springs, Detroit City, El Paso, FC Tulsa, Hartford Athletic, Indy 11, Lexington, Loudon, Louisville, New Mexico, Orange County, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Rhode Island, Sacramento, and San Antonio. Like I said, long time league standout. Tampa Bay Rowdies doesn't get in. The team that was in the finals or Western Conference Finals last year, Las Vegas, doesn't get in. Monterey Bay doesn't get in. A wildly popular team in the USL Championship, Oakland Roots, doesn't get in. Good point by Scissortail Shirts. Halifax got beat by Hearts of Pine this year in the League One team. So you tell me the Canadian Premier League and the USL Championship aren't par, I will argue with you. Good point.
I real quick before you jump on something else. Right now, I know MLS is odds more money than what the leagues and the championship and League One plays. I understand it. You have your first Premier League, having chances of playing that. I really like the fact that, one, we have to earn it. We have to beat MLS teams. We have to win it in the Open Cup. I understand what you're trying to say and everything like that, but I don't think we should just get it. I think we need a merit-based win it to be able to get on there. Yeah, we're probably on par. We are on par with the Canadian League, money-wise and maybe player-wise as well, but it's their first division. I mean, it's kind of unfair for us to be like, we deserve it because we are kind of on par. Unfortunately, the MLS has been here for more than 26 years, 25, and they got that number one lock. After 2028, when we have our first Premier USL, then I think that's when we need to be like, we deserve a spot, not.
I think that's where me and you differ on that stance, because I feel like Pittsburgh Riverhands, if we're going to say it's merit based, they earned it. They won our league. They weren't the first in the league. That was Louisville. Louisville was by far the point leader, the supportership leader, but Pittsburgh won when it matters this year. They made it through the finals, and I'd be saying the same exact thing if FC Tulsa won. I think they earned it. They earned a spot. There are two professional leagues in this country, MLS and USL Championship. I think we each get a representative in it. Maybe do away with the US Open Cup, because this I don't want to say the deck is stacked. Sacramento got close a few years ago, but I think there's a big talent gap between the USL Championship and MLS, I believe. I still think there's a pretty decent talent gap. Yeah, on a given night, a USL Championship team can beat an MLS squad. It can happen. But I also think we're on par with the Canadian Premier League. We can beat those teams. So, I mean, I think we differ there. I get what you're saying, that you got to win the Open Cup or you got to be the number one in the top league here. I get it. I understand what you're saying, and I value your opinion on it. But I think that we friendly disagreement on that one. So
let's agree to disagree.
There you go. But yeah, it's big names not making it in. MLS Next Pro gets two teams into the USO Cup, Carolina Core and Chattanooga FC. They are independent teams in MLS Next Pro, and all the teams that competed in USL League One this year 2025, get in. I have a little bit of argument with that. I don't know how you feel, but does Tampa Bay not deserve to get in? And let's say Westchester SC deserve to get in.
I understand, but they picked the top 8 teams from each conference in the championship. It goes back to that merit-based system that I was talking about earlier. I want the best player. I want the best teams that make the season mean something, be able to advance, to be able to play in the Open Cup or the Jaeger Cup. I don't want a participation trophy. Oh, you guys been great for multiple years, yada yada. Y'all should be in there. No, earn your way in there, man. Nothing's given. MLS does this all the time. I don't want it.
But Lexington didn't make the playoffs this year. They're in. I think Indy didn't make the playoffs this year. And did they make the playoffs? Because there's 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs that are in this year. Because North Carolina not going to be in it. Yep. 17 teams got in from the USL Championship. North Carolina is out because they folded. So that means there's 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs that are in. So, and you got a team like Westchester who did not make the playoffs in USL League One, but they're in. So I get your point, but there's teams in USL League One that did not make their playoffs, but they're in. And they're a lower division than the USL Championship. So it kind of harkens back to the argument about the CONCACAF Champions Cup. We're allowing teams in the 3rd division into the US Open Cup that didn't make the playoffs. I agree. All the playoff teams should get in League One, but maybe not their playoff teams, and put the USL Championship teams that didn't make the playoffs in. Because I guarantee, from what Tampa Bay's building for 2026, they're going to be a good team.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I feel bad for them, but not so bad. All right, let's skip this Open Cup talk, and what else we got on the agenda?
Okay, so released today in the USL Championship is the competition format, and I had wildly speculated. And developed a system where it's going to be 5 divisions, 5 teams. Round robin. Nah, they said nope. We're going to go 2 conferences. We're going to maintain the status quo. And Lexington, even though Birmingham and Indy, you're closer to FC Tulsa and the rest of the Western Conference, we're still going to make Lexington go over there. Lexington, go. So there's your Western Conference. You got Colorado Springs, El Paso, Las Vegas, Lexington, Monterey Bay, New Mexico, Oakland, Orange County, Phoenix Rising, Sacramento Republic, San Antonio FC, and FC Tulsa. Nothing changed. Then this is wild for the Western Conference. Nothing changed.
I'm fine with it. To be honest, after losing North Carolina, it was destined for this to happen.
Yeah. I would like to see Birmingham and Lexington switch spots. Birmingham is a doable trip for FC Tulsa fans. It's a day trip. It'd take you good, but it is what it is. So there's your Western Conference. Switch over to the Eastern Conference. This is where it gets spicy. 13 teams in the Eastern Conference, only 12 in the West. You got Birmingham, newcomer Brooklyn FC, Charleston Battery, Detroit City FC, Hartford Athletic, Indy 11, Loudoun United, Louisville City FC, Miami FC, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Rhode Island FC, Sporting Jacksonville, which is a brand new team, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. 13 teams. So, from what I read, is in the Western Conference, each team will play a home and away against the Western Conference and play 6 Eastern Conference teams, 30 games. In the East, they will play a home and away and play 5 or 6 teams in the West. It's very weird. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be fun to see that schedule come out, or it's going to be just a little weird. It's going to be interesting what the USL Cup does. I heard it's going to be kind of the same format as it is this year, but it hasn't been leaked out yet. So, yeah, interesting to see what Brooklyn and Jacksonville does. Haven't heard any player announcement. Brooklyn just announced their new head coach.
Yep.
And yeah, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. The Western Conference, you still don't see the Oklahoma City logo because it's been pushed back to 2028 now. So,
and rumors maybe 29. Who knows?
even funnier,
Even better.
even better. But all right, so that's the USL Championship, like how that's going. So, I guess the next big thing, and you, my friend, know that this is one of my favorite times of year. That's when all the off-season action starts happening. People start leaving, contracts not renewed, brand new signings being announced. I absolutely love that. So for right now, for FC Tulsa, they announced a bunch of players that won't be returning, people that are returning to their parent clubs, but they didn't go in depth on who is still staying. They're slow leaking it out because that's what they like to do. They did announce that Tyler Derrick is retiring, so congratulations, Tyler. You've had a great career, and enjoy your retirement. You were very valuable for FC Tulsa this year. But we'll go to the additions for FC Tulsa. The first one to be announced was Boubacar Diallo coming back. I think before he got injured, he was one of the MVP for candidates for FC Tulsa. This year, he improved so much. How do you feel about Boubacar Diallo coming back?
Oh man, he was electric in the field. In the beginning of the season, all the way to the middle until he got injured. He was that center core. I mean, midfielders on the opposing team, I think they had nightmares about him after the game and whatnot because he was all over the place in midfield, and he was helping pushing the ball forward, and he was basically our middleman. He was our backbone in the middle. I'm so excited to see him back on the field. He's a great guy on the field and off. I've spent multiple times catching him at Walmart, at my neighborhood Walmart, and just talking with him. He's a great guy. He's always has that great smile that he has, and I know this picture doesn't show it, but he's a great guy, and I'm excited to see him back on the field and give him a chance. Pass management, I think with a player that's injured like him, they probably will let him go and whatnot. But I'm glad that this ownership and also the coach and the president want to give him a chance because he's well worth it.
Over 60 appearances for FC Tulsa in 2 years. I think next year, if he's all healed up and begins the season, he'll go in the top 10 pretty quickly in appearances all time for FC Tulsa. And this is a multi-year deal. I think it's for 26 and 27. So he very well could be up there in games played for FC Tulsa by the end of 27. So congratulations. Welcome back, Boubacar Diallo. And then they announced another one, and I think this is a huge one. Taylor Calhera coming back. This is one I was worried about. I was worried about him being poached. It really was. 20 goals for FC Tulsa in all competitions this year. Did you ever think we have a 20-goal scorer here in Tulsa?
Well, I'm not gonna try to make my head any bigger than what it is, but somebody on the podcast said he's gonna be a 15-goal scorer in the beginning of the season. I feel so bad. I feel so bad that I was wrong. I mean, 15 was probably setting the bar too low for this man. So, But yeah, he just like you. I felt like he was going to be poached any second now. He was a great player. Scored multiple good goals, a lot of penalties as well. But he led the lineup there in the front, and he
He
helped
did.
so much. When he wasn't scoring, he was also assisting as well. So
I don't know if you see that kit right there, but it's got that patch right there in the middle. I wish FC Tulsa for Christmas would make a batch of those jerseys up with that patch right there, because I'd buy one for Christmas.
Ryan
The Jan-
JW, you hear the man.
yeah, I would love to have a jersey with the final patch right there. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, Taylor's back. Awesome. We got a midfielder, and we got a top of the line scorer. Who could we bring back next? How about Jamie Weber, our solid number 10 right there? That go ahead.
Speaking of a player that I thought was going to be out, and I, if you would have asked me a week or two ago if we would have Jamie Weber here again, I would have said no. Yeah, I would have said that man is gone. He is too good to be in the USL. Um, and but I'm glad I was wrong on that one too. That man, he controls the ball so good. He was doing great against Pittsburgh as well. I wish he would have stepped up a little bit more, but it is what it is. The coaching team had a different plan, and but he's a great player. I'm excited to see him have a full season with FC Tulsa and see what he can do from there.
Very much so. Love having Jamie back. So for the longest time, me and you, we thought the epitome of a number 10 was Juan Pablo Caffa. Jamie's filling that role very. I thought Rodrigo da Costa could have been in that role as a number 10 for us all time, but he was played up front a lot more as a number 9.
Yeah.
But Jamie fits that role so perfectly. Love Jamie Weber's coming back in that role. All right, we've had one more announcement, and I think this is one that is a major key. Lamar Batista.
Yes.
All 6'5" Lamar Batista coming back to anchor the back line. Love this re-signing for FC Tulsa.
In the beginning of the season, I know I told you, I told Josh, I told a couple other people as well that I think we will be heading to the playoffs because of our defense. The number one reason in my defense was because of Lamar. His height, the way he defended, he is just a great player back there, leader in the defense. Um, I love his energy, man. You can just feed off of it. Um, the way he does some players is dirty, but it's just so great to see one of our defenders just kind of be raw and real like that. And um, that guy, he is amazing, and I'm glad he's back for our team.
Yeah, so excited to have him back. Yeah, it just the core. I guess that's core 4 right there coming back, and I think we're gonna have some other major contributors to this 2025 season come back. And I talked a little bit about it earlier in 2017, first ever playoff team. We lost all those players. Like a Joey Calistri left, Joaquin Rivas left, Juan Pablo Caffa left, Kosuke Kimura left. And congratulations to Kosuke Kimura, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this. Kosuke Kimura, the head coach of the Lexington women's team, is becoming the head coach of the Lexington men's team. Kosuke Kimura is stepping up to become the head coach of the Lexington Gainsbridge Super League team. Head coach. So congratulations, Kosuke Kimura. I think Bradley left that season to go to Nashville SC. We lost all our core. We really did in 2018, and then we had a down year. It seems like that's not happening. This is not being repeated. Our core's coming back. I'm excited to see who else we bring back. Who else do you think would be key? And it can be multiple players. Key for us to get them back here in Tulsa.
Oh man.
I know you're gonna say Alex DeLue.
Oh my god, that's my guy right there. But
I would love to have
I
him back.
I
I'll
would
take
love
the
to have him
preseason
back
salary.
immediately. Um, I gotta just give you a quick three players that I would love to see us come back with. Um, I I would love to see Lukic come back. He brought so much energy. He was in basketball. You call him the number six player, because he just you can bring him out of the bench and he, like in the final, as soon as he got in, every single Tulsa fan, they knew, they were pumped. They were like, this man's gonna make a difference. And he did, but Pittsburgh kind of honed down on him and kind of put a squeeze on him. But I would have to put him on my radar for a player to be brought back. Another player that I would love to see come back, hopefully healthy, to put another anchor in the defense. I'd love to see Sissoko come back fully fit. Him and Batista back there. I think that's all we need for defense. Those two, those guys in the preseason again, I saw him play and I was like, him and Batista playing at the same time is shutdown defense. There would be no
Yeah.
player that would want to face those two
No.
in a jump ball, in a
Mhm.
header position. Neither of those two will lose it, but it is what it is. My next player that I wish can come back, I really like him. I love how like he actually won me over. And I know you're gonna probably think you're not talking about Alex Deleu. No, I'm not talking about Alex Deleu. I'm actually talking about what's our right back? Um, was
Lucas
it
Stoffer.
yeah, short, dark. God,
Yeah.
I
Luke, he came over midseason from Lexington. Lucas
no,
Stoffer. Owen Dam.
no. Go ahead and I'll come back to mine.
Souza. Steven
Yes,
Souza.
I know that's not who I'm talking about, but
Okay.
go
So
ahead. I'll find
for,
them.
for me, for me, I got a big list that I'd love to bring back. First and foremost, Johan Pinaronda. Got to have that keeper in there.
Oh yes.
And even though Johan didn't play in the playoffs, Tyler kind of came over and took over the playoffs. Johan got us there. Love Johan. Bring Johan back. Are you thinking about Ian Carlos Souza?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna move on. Owen Dam. Got to bring back Owen Dam. Love Owen Dam. I wish we'd bring back Arthur Rogers if he's healthy, but he's been an injury question mark both seasons here in Tulsa. Would like to have him back. Delence Pierre. I think he would be. He's a great key. When he took over that starting CDM role, I think that fit him real well. Uh, you know, Khalil Ed Melkar. I would love to see him back. Gio Coley. I would like to see a lot of our players come back, to be honest. And you know, it- super excited. There's just a few of the guys that's like off the top of my head I would love to see back, and I think would make a big difference for us. You found him yet?
I'm looking. I'm looking. Was it Lucas Stauffer?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, Lucas Stauffer.
Yeah.
When we got him in, I was like, man, I don't know. We had Harvey playing over there. We had Segrist. Um,
Yeah.
I I just really wanted. I wanted no, it wasn't Serato. But I he kind of won me over. There was a couple games in the beginning of the season. I was like, he was being pushed. He wasn't really on par, but afterwards he kind of showed like his potential, and a lot of teams try to aim at him to have the ball against him, and he played great defense against them, and he also ran
Yeah.
the ball up forward as well.
Yep. Good. That's a good choice. Yeah. Lucas is a good, very good player. All right. Well, so I'm gonna briefly go team to team and talk about their off season right now. Birmingham really hasn't made a whole hell of a lot of announcements. Big one for me for Birmingham is Enzo Martinez will not be returning. If you know anything about Enzo, yeah, he's getting up there a little bit in age, but he's still a very, really, really excellent player in this league. Would I would like to see Enzo come to this team? Hell yeah. Just because he's got kind of that attitude. I've always liked Enzo's attitude, so that would be a good one. Haven't really heard anything about Brooklyn FC building out their lineup right now. Charleston Battery. This is an interesting season for Charleston Battery. They did not bring back Cal Jennings so far. Among other players, big rumor is maybe Aaron Malloy leaving to go to Lexington from Charleston. They did just re-sign Ben Pierman to a long contract, and their biggest acquisition so far is Wilmer Cabrera Jr. coming over from El Paso Locomotive. They kept a lot of their core intact with Graham Smith and Jeremy Kelly, Douglas Martinez, Juan David Torres, Luis Samudio, and Nathan Dos Santos. Still looking like a strong team there in Charleston. How do you feel about Charleston?
Oh no, they're an up and coming team. I mean, not up and coming team. They're a powerhouse of a team. I mean, they were second in the East. I mean, they got the coach back. I mean, I expect them to be up top again, second or third in the Eastern Conference. So we'll be seeing them again.
Yeah. I'm just going to go alphabetical order here as much as possible. But next up is Colorado Springs. Not a whole lot of roster shakeups so far for Colorado Springs. I think the big player leaving them is Matt Riel, who went to Hartford Athletic. They maintain Juan Tejada, Christian Herrera in goal. Duke LaCroix. I guess another big player left him is Akeem Ward. We'll talk about him a little bit later. They keep Jonas Feldberg, Kyle Vassell, but they've added 3 players so far. Colin, and this is a kind of weird addition for me, but Colin Shuttler comes over from Orange County. That gives them 2 starting goalkeepers, Christian Herrera and Colin Shuttler. Maybe it's going to be a 50-50 split. I don't know. But Shuttler's a really, really good goalkeeper. They bring back Devin Williams from Lexington, that midfield presence. He was a really, really good player in their championship run in 24. And today they just signed, let's bring him up, Patrick Burner from North Carolina FC, Martinique International. So good pickup so far for Colorado Springs. Going to quickly move on to Detroit City FC. Detroit City FC has not really made any additions of note so far. The one player that they have announced that they brought in is Atis Jof from Lexington SC, who they had on loan from Lexington last year. The main thing about Detroit FC, they've lost a lot of people to retirement. Shane Wheat, Matt Sheldon, Stephen Carroll. Big losses for Detroit City FC.
Yeah. That Senegalese forward, he transferred to Lexington SC. Is that right?
No, he was at Lexington SC. Like, so he was signed by Lexington SC last year. Then he was loaned to Detroit City. Then Detroit City went and got him.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The other big loss was Sebastian Guinsati. He's leaving to go to the New York Cosmos. So yeah, that's Detroit City in a nutshell. I'm sure they're going to make some good signings. El Paso Locomotive, they're losing Jamali Wadey. Frank DeRoma's not going to be there next year. They've retained a whole list of players. They really have not announced any new signings. Wilmer Cabrera Jr. left. I kind of seen the writing on the wall from him when his dad was not renewed as coach. How do you feel about El Paso? Since they are in our league, how do you feel about El Paso so far?
Man, when I saw that Wadey left, I was shocked. I thought that was like their franchise player as a goalkeeper. I really thought they kind of like Pittsburgh, like we'll be talking about shortly. I thought that was their franchise player, and I was really disappointed that I would be disappointed as their fan that they're not there no more.
Yeah. For Hartford Athletic, I really haven't seen a lot of action but they just brought Matt Riel in from Colorado Springs. Going over to Indy 11, they announced a handful of players returning like Jack Blake, Cam Lindley, Aiden Quinn. I can't say his last name. It's spelled Kiza, but it's to pronounce something else. Bruno Rendon. But they made one big, huge signing so far. They've made about 3 signings. Charlie Sharp comes in, who was on loan from Tampa Bay from, I think, Montreal MLS. But Eric Dick coming over from Pittsburgh Riverhounds over to Indy 11. How big is Eric Dick coming to be their goalkeeper one?
I was about to say, you better be careful the way you phrase that. How big is Dick? But I think that's going to be a big signing for them. I mean, they just gained literally the MVP of the USL Finals this year. A team to watch out for. They're building up, and I don't think this is going to be the last signing that they're going to be having. So, team to watch out for.
I think they're going to have plenty of other good signings. Las Vegas Lights. They've maintained a good core. I really like the re-signing of Knight Pickering, Sean Smart, Johnny Rodriguez is staying there. But they made 3 decent signings so far. Jared Mazzola coming over to play goalkeeper 1. Yeah, he was the backup in Sacramento last year. Benjamin Ofiemo coming over from Loudoun, I believe Loudoun or Miami, one of the two, or Indy, one of the 3. And Manuel Arteaga coming over from Tampa Bay Rowdies. Good pickup right there to go with Johnny Rodriguez. I think he's got something like 57 total goals in the USL Championship. How do you like the duo of Arteaga and Johnny Rodriguez?
That's a really good duo right there. I don't know. Right now, currently, I'm not looking at them as a dangerous team yet, but we'll see as soon as the season starts.
And I guess the team with all the money in the league is throwing that money around. But Lexington SC, they're bringing back quality players like Joe Hafferty, Latif Blessing, Kendall Brooks, former FC Tulsa player Blaine Ferry, and Milo Yosef, and Marcus Epps.
Yeah.
Logan Ketterer coming back in goal. They've got 2 good signings announced so far. And Luis Felipe coming over to Sacramento, and Arturo Ordonez coming over from Louisville City FC. And there's a rumor going around that maybe Aaron Malloy is coming over from Charleston Battery. If they get Malloy in Charleston, how do you feel about Lexington?
Man, I don't know. I've past couple since they got in, they've been signing some big names, and I'm like, man, they're the team to watch. And then they poop the bed. I don't know. I've been snake bitten so many times. I want to go and say, man, they're gonna have a good team, but they find a way just to end of the season not to do it.
Yeah. Loudoun, big shakeups at Loudoun. Not only did Ryan Martin leave to go to Oakland, but there's big rumors of Tommy McCabe and Florian Velo going to Oakland following Ryan Martin. Florian Velo is a guy that, as a midfielder, I rank him right there with Enzo Martinez, the guy that I wish that we could have kind of went. It seems like Florian Velo has been a FC Tulsa killer in his time there in Miami and Loudoun. I really like the play, like him as a player. But the guys that got returning are Abi Abuakora, Bolo Akinyode, and Kwame Awau. Great players, good core. I think they're returning. It's going to be interesting to see how Loudoun rebuilds this year. I kind of feel for Loudoun. I really do, because they finally got to that playoff. They've been in the league for so long. They finally got to the playoffs, and they show Ryan Martin out the door. Now they're showing a lot of their core players out the door. I don't know about Loudoun. How do you feel about them?
Oh, the same way. But they'll find a way. They'll get some players. They'll get some DC United players, hopefully down the road, and they'll have them on there. Our good buddy Scissor Tail shirts he just posted. Speaking of Lexington, I would love to get Goldthorpe full time from them instead of just a loan. We like the way he brought before his injury. Yeah, I fully agree with you on that.
Yeah, Yep, I agree with them. Miami FC has not really announced a whole lot of action right now. Dalton Knudsen is the only player they've really announced coming back. Monterey Bay, they are going full rebuild, it looks like. I mean, they had to. My question for Monterey Bay: did they pay their season ticket holders? That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to know. Coming back, they got Adrian Revelar, Nico Campuzano, who was a revelation in goal for them this year. Ethan Bryant, Zabi Nuolate, Johnny Klein, who came over mid-season from Charleston Battery, really good pickup. Elijah Paul. They've got one signing this year. He was a lower level MLS player this year, but I'm sure he'll do good in Monterey Bay. New Mexico United, they had a bunch of retirements. Kalen Ryden, Daniel Bruce. I believe Alex Tambakis retired in goal. But they're returning Zico Bailey, Taylor Maples, Will Seymour, Greg Hurst, Valentin Noel, who is an excellent player for them, Marlon Vargas, Dan Harris. It's going to be interesting to they bring back Chris Shakes, maybe. I don't know. He was a little shaky in goal against FC Tulsa. I don't
Bring him
know.
back. Sign him up. Sign him up.
Sign him up. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how New Mexico fortifies. Oakland Roots. This is going to be an interesting team this year, I believe. Ryan Martin coming in to be coach. Rumors are that Florian Velo and Tommy McCabe are coming in from Loudoun United to join him. They're returning Kendall McIntosh in goal, Neville Hackshaw, former FC Tulsa player Facel Batosh, Tyler Gibson, Wolfgang Prentice, Danny Trejo, Peter Wilson. Those are the notables coming back. Do you like the maybe the additions of those two Loudoun guys with that group?
Yeah, no, we're gonna give some speed, and yeah, it's a good addition. Oakland's going to be a team to watch out for. I don't think they're going to be the same old dumpster fire that they have been.
Yeah. Orange County, they're slow rolling out their announcements as well. Ethan Zubak's coming back, Chris Hedgart, Ryan Dogman, Tyson Espy. He's a young U.S. under-17 player who is rumored to maybe be getting some looks over in Europe right now. So that's going to be one to watch for them. Grayson Duty and former USL League One Player of the Year, Liam McKinnon, returning for them. Not really a whole lot of to note. Newcomers right now. Phoenix Rising, you got Patrick Rakowski coming back in goal. Colin Smith returning. JP Scarce, Hope of AU. Charlie Dennis, who I really like as a midfielder. Damian Rivera is another really good midfielder. But they also are picking the bones of Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Luke Biasi is coming in from Pittsburgh to anchor that defense. Phoenix, team that was kind of a thorn in our side this year until we finally exercised those demons in the playoffs. How do you feel about the Biasi coming in for that?
No, Phoenix is always going to be a good team. I know last year was a little bit of a bummer for them. I thought they were going to be maybe a top 4 team in the Western Conference, but I was proven wrong. But I think this year we better watch out for them. I don't think this is going to be the last good signing that they're going to be having.
I think Pop Marboy is coming back too for him. A big name that they didn't not bring him back is Mohamed Traore. He's a young defenseman. I think he was with their championship squad. I think he would be a good pickup for FC Tulsa.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamison Ping as Scissor Tail Shirts. He's another good young player for Phoenix Rising. Let's see. Next on my list is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has just announced a very few names coming back. Perrin Barnes, Charles All, Brigham Larson, Junior Etow. Big names, though, not on that list was like Danny Griffin or Luke Biasi or Robbie Mertz or Augustine Williams. I have a feeling Robbie Mertz come back. He's a Pittsburgh kid. Augie Williams, I don't know because he just didn't seem to fit in with Pittsburgh this year. I mean, he is a legendary goal scorer in the USL Championship. He didn't have a great year with Pittsburgh. I don't think he fit in with them. So, I mean, he played his role. He played his role for Pittsburgh, but I don't think he fit in as that goal scorer for him. So that's a name to watch. Another name, Sean Suber. Yeah, I was just about to talk about him, Scissor Tail Shirts, but Sean Suber leading. That would be a good pickup for FC Tulsa. I'm just going to throw that one out there. That would be a good pickup. all USL USL League One team, or not USL League One, USL Championship, all USL League team player. He was first team player, so that would be a good pickup. So next up, Rhode Island FC. They're returning about everybody. I'm not going to really go into the list, but Maxi Rodriguez, JJ Williams, Albert Dequa, Zachary Harivu, Koke Vegas, about everybody returning for Rhode Island FC. Sacramento, this is where it gets really interesting. Bringing back Jared Timmer, bringing back Davian Kimbrough, who's getting a look at overseas as well. He's a really good young U17 player. Ryan Spalding coming back. Jack Gurr, which I absolutely love Jack Gurr as a player. Lee Desmond coming back. Freddie Kleeman coming back. Danny Vitiello coming back in goal. But their big addition was Danny Chris Estomo from Tampa Bay Rowdies and Forster Ajago, who was playing with Lexington SC last year. Two big names, Mario. I want to talk to you about Sacramento Republic. Christian Pirano and Russell Cicerone. Russell Cicerone has already signed for another team. Those two guys. Big losses for Sacramento?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cicerone by itself, he's had multiple years with them, and he's been a spine for them. The other player, I kind of dropping a blank right now on his name, but he, Pirano, was it?
Yep.
Yep. He's a great player. I mean, he made a lot of stuff happen on that team.
I absolutely love him as a player.
I did too, and I wish if we didn't have already a good attacker, I would love to have him on our team. But I don't know.
He's more of a midfielder. I mean, he could fit in that pivot in the midfield with Jamie Weber. I mean,
yeah,
he would be a quality addition.
That would be, I would say, I'm putting my house down for a championship next year. But no, he's a good player. Wherever he lands, I hope he can land with us. But I don't know. Sacramento will be needing to pick up some big players here soon because it's starting to look dim for them.
I absolutely love them keeping Jack Gurr. Jack Gurr is one of my favorite players in the league. I mean, multiple year first team All USL, second team All USL. Great player.
It's going to be dimmer than their MLS hopes.
He's just mentioned another good one. Luis Felipe leaving too. He went to Lexington SC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. San Antonio FC, bringing back a good core. Alex Quinole. Oh my God, I just butchered the name. Alex Quinole. Richard Sanchez back in goal. Alexis Sawahi returning. Diego Pacheco, both former FC Tulsa players. Santiago Patino coming back. Jorge Hernandez, Nicky Hernandez, Mitchell Tainter. And then I told you earlier, it's like one guy from North Carolina FC, if we could get poached off that team, was Mikey Maldonado. He's a San Antonio kid. Went back to San Antonio FC. Good pickup for them. How do you feel about the core that San Antonio is bringing back?
I am very surprised with a lot of players, especially one player that played for us before. Actually, two of them that played for us season before last. They both got injuries. They both weren't contributing a lot in the ending. So I'm surprised that they got a call back, but I'm glad that they didn't get kicked off. But I'm hoping that they would start picking up some more defensive players because Alexis he's getting a little bit older, but San Antonio, they need to do some more pickups on some more roster players.
Then we got Tampa Bay Rowdies, who are in full rebuild mode, and they are building hot and heavy. And this is why I was saying, man, it's going to be a shame they're not going to be in the U.S. Open Cup. Retired is Leo Fernandez and Forrest Lasso. They're bringing back Robert Castellanos, Lewis Hilton, Lawrence White. But that's about it. Luis Alvarez and a few younger kids. They've already brought in Max Schneider, who was at Union Omaha last year, Pedro Dolabella, who was at North Carolina FC, who was previously at Union Omaha. And let me go and say this. There's a connection there. Their head coach was the old Union Omaha coach. So there's those two guys connection. He's bringing some of those guys in. So good pickups there. Carson Hinderlong, who was he was a standout at FC Naples last year in League One. They're bringing in Leland Archer from Charleston Battery, Marco Micheletto from Colorado Springs, Jamale Waite, who were mentioned from El Paso, and Evan Conway, who was at North Carolina FC last year. And then the big one, I think, he's had some injury issues this year, getting a little bit up there in age. Russell Cicerone, replacing Manuel Arteaga up top. Maybe rumors that maybe MD Myers is coming over from Tampa or from Charleston Battery.
Oh, damn.
You tell me you're going to have Dolabella, Hinderlong, Cicerone, Conway, and maybe MD Myers coming in to be your attacking core. That's a legit attacking core in the USL Championship.
That's Tampa Bay of the West.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. They total full rebuild mode there for Dominic Castiato down there. SC Jacksonville, have not heard any players yet. I was kind of surprised maybe Luis Felipe, he's going to Lexington SC. I thought he might go to Jacksonville. He used to play, he played for the old Fort Lauderdale Strikers back in the day. He's got ties to that area. I thought he would be a good initial pickup for that club. And then we got FC Tulsa, we mentioned too, we've got back so far. But that is the offseason so far in the USL Championship.
Yeah.
Brief
and I don't think it's over. I think we're going to be seeing some more movements here soon, and hopefully some more announcements for FC Tulsa in the near future. But we gotta sit and wait because you know how Tulsa likes to wait for the last moment to post somebody out. But
all right, I know we dragged on a little bit about that, and you got a couple more things that we're going to add to the stage here right now. But there you go. There's the World Cup draw. Boom. Group of death, America. Group of death. No, not really. United States gets Australia, Paraguay, and yet to be named team. Do you like America's draw in the World Cup?
It looks favorable. Not flavorful. Favorable for
flavorful too.
Yeah, flavorful too. If the United States do not win this or get at least second, out of the group, Pochettino should just quit coaching soccer forever for good. Because Australia, we beat them. Paraguay is a really good South American team. They're not a team that we need to say, oh, we're going to destroy them, but we need to have at least a point or all 3 points against them. We'll wait to see who the UEFA Pac C team is, but I think we should make it. I mean, all 3 host nations should make it out of their group, but we'll see. I did want to ask you what group do you see as the group of death in all of this?
Man, so I don't know. I really don't know. I don't follow international football that much. I don't know. Who do you feel? Is it that group F maybe? I don't.
I was looking at that for a little bit. I was like, man, that's a really good group. And then I was looking at what was it at? God, where are they at?
Maybe Group A. I don't.
Group A or Group C. That right there. Brazil, Morocco. Maybe it might be Scotland and Haiti. That would be a really epic one too.
I don't think we're gonna get Curacao as the host choosing Tulsa. I bet we get Scotland because I'll be there with them every night drinking some scotch. I support you, Scotland. There you go.
No. I think whoever's playing in Dallas, we will get that one of those teams from that group. I forget which group is that, but Are you going to be going to any of the matches next year?
I can't afford it. What are you talking about?
Uh,
Have you seen the prices for those?
yeah, I did. I wish I lived closer to Massachusetts so I could be over there, Foxborough. Some of those prices were like 300,000. I was like, oh, that might be doable compared to in Florida, like close to 1,100 for nosebleeds, or in Dallas, it's like close to $1,000 for nosebleeds. I'm like, yeah, you know
Yeah,
what? I think I could spend
insane,
that money in my house and just watch it.
insane.
I could buy like a 70-inch flat screen TV, a brand new one,
Yeah,
and have some
you can
change.
get you can get that 99-inch TV at Walmart for $1,000 there.
Oh, you see,
Like
even
like
better.
there at the game. You'd be like right there at the game with that big TV. But no,
Scissor Tail just said, at this rate, I'm just gonna save for the Women's World Cup in 31.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm saving my money for the Olympics. Not gonna lie, I'm a huge Olympics fan, and the fact that we're having water sports being played in OKC and softball, probably gonna be there watching some canoeing and some stuff there in Oklahoma City. Uh,
Boo! I never heard of that
hey,
name.
hey, yeah, right. All right, so yeah, one last thing I think we got to talk about, and then we say our good nights because we're running a little late. Supporters Cup this Friday, the Ascension St. John's Sportsplex. There at 8 p.m. If you're an FC Tulsa fan, you remember the supporters groups, go play in the Supporters Cup. I think they're hoping to play the front office. If not, they'll split into teams to play each other. Mario he's already told me he's gonna bag a hat trick.
Got to.
Todd's gonna play the first 3 minutes and he's gonna be too tired because he's an old man.
You gotta,
Carlos
you gotta jump on that oxygen tank, man.
gonna put on the mask and be in goal, probably. So go play. It's gonna be I can't be there sadly.
Boo!
The same weekend as my daughter's in the Nutcracker down here. She's been training for it for the last 3 months. So I will be supporting my daughter because priorities. Yeah. It's dance season, man.
I know. I got to give you a little bit of stick on that, but no. But seriously, if anybody, you don't have to be a supporter. You could be a fan. Come down to Ascension St. John Sportsplex at 8:00. Bring your, shorts, cleats. There may be player, and there might be a surprise there that you might want to go. I'm not going to ruin the surprise. Just look at the picture and just imagine that being something I may be there or not. Like I said, I can't say nothing. And
It's gonna be the surprise is Mario.
yes, that's me. You're gonna see me. No, but seriously, come out, come have fun. Meet some 83 United, also 918 Brigade members. Come join. Think about this last match in the Final Cup. A lot of people got to meet us, got to see how passionate we are. Come meet us personally. Come meet me. I'll be out there. I'm very, very, open to talking to new people and to meet new people and get them involved with the supporters club and the culture, because more of us fills up the stadium and makes us have a bigger stadium down the road. So come out and enjoy and have some fun.
All right. Well, I'm all talked out tonight. I don't know about you. We've been for an hour and 20 minutes. We've been talking about what we love. Hopefully this has been therapeutic. It's been a little therapeutic for me. Angela was making fun of my mustache. This was my morning mustache. I was mourning us losing the championship. I might go full beard and stuff. I don't know.
You're gonna go full Kevin? What?
Might be a full hermit crab until the season starts. I don't know. A little sad. Let's go. Let's do. You got anything else you want to dive on into, or do you want to?
Yeah, real quick. This is my last thing that I wanted to talk about.
The women.
Say what?
Throw out the channel cats and love for them real quick too.
Oh man, yeah. This Saturday they're actually playing a game. Last match that they played on Saturday, they won 7-2. I wish I would have gone to that match. I had some other unfortunately news that happened in my family. But yeah, I'll come out. I'll be posting some on our page on 918 Brigade and also some other social medias. Come out and come support the ladies. Check out the Tulsa FC Channel Cats. They'll have plenty more information on there, and I'm going to try to retweet so people can come out and support the ladies.
Maybe you can get one of their coaches or something on next week or whenever we record again, because we need to pump up their season.
Yeah, of course. And it says that Sizzletail just said that he thinks him and Josh might travel to OKC for the certified Lions, indoor team for their openers on the 20th as well. So might have to have him back, Gage come on our podcast as well.
Maybe he can replace Josh because Josh can never show up.
Yeah, that might be a possibility. So if you're down with that, next podcast we might have you on here instead of him. But serious talk, I did want to give a big shout out to the new board members in 83 United. My fiance Angela Solar. She actually is the VP of 83 United. So congratulations, Angela. And also we have a couple board members that are 918 Brigade. We have Kevin Claxton as an at-large, and we also have Bonnie Duran as an at-large too. Congratulations. Also, we have a couple other members. We have Ian and also Angela, a different Angela, on the at-large as well. So congratulations to them. Also, we have a new treasurer. Right now, I'm blanking on her name, but I'm sorry. Next week, I promise I will have your name, and I will give you a big shout out. But other than that, that's all I have for any news. David, you ready for some hot takes real quick? I just got one, and I'm one and done, and I'm ready to call it a night.
Go with your one, and we'll see if it's the same one I have in my head.
So. No, you go for it.
Nope. I already said you go ahead.
No, go for it. Seriously. I just got a brain fart, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sure. Name me one player from that so far been introduced into free agency and USL Championship you want to see suit up for FC Tulsa next year.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot. God, I don't know. To be honest, I want our squad. I want our squad all back. I hate to say that, and that's kind of like a little bit of a fence riding answer, but I want our squad back. I want Rogers back. I want Alex DeLue back. I want basically everybody back, because the team that we had, I think, could have won it all, and they should have won it all. But that's for another day. But that's my answer. Are you ready for mine real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, man. So if you could relive the USL Championship final and you were coach, Luke, what would you have done different?
Oh, man. So what I would have done different if I was the head coach of FC Tulsa. I would have not put so many crosses into the air. That knowing that Eric Dick was going to try to control the box like he did, and the fact that Pittsburgh did pretty well, actually not pretty well, very well in aerial duels and such like that throughout the playoffs. Maybe not so much in the season. They were pretty good in the season, but they were really good in the playoffs and how they were locking down. I wouldn't have put so many crosses into the box. I would have probably been more attacking towards the box instead of trying to play down the wings and go crossing. I would have put pressure on their defense early by driving into the box, using Jamie Weber, maybe have started Owen Dam and let him drive more into the box. and that way it would pin them farther back into the box, and then maybe did some more crossing in the second half later on, so where Eric Dick wasn't coming out so much and taking command of the box. Just a little tactical switch right there. Maybe try to drive into the box, maybe try to get penalty or so and try to get on the board. But I think the way that Eric, another big thing, I felt like when we were battling for aerial duels, our guys were trying to post up, and I seen Biasi and a few other players a lot of times they were just coming in and leaping into our guys and getting fouls. They were going over the top of our guys. Our guys were getting fouls, and we was giving up possession. So I feel like trying to play through the air was the wrong call. Just because they were, and we're good in the air too. We've been good in the air all year long. But it felt like it was going strength against strength, and it was like two big boulders just hitting each other and not. It was just doing that and not working. I felt like maybe if we could have attacked through penetration into the box, we could maybe picked up a cheap penalty or something, and opened up scoring. So that's. How about you?
No, for me, I would have got myself a red card by yelling at those refs because they were horrible. God, those refs were. They were allowing a lot of play happen that should have been called for, and some of their team, Pittsburgh especially, should have gotten some yellow cards more than what they did. But seriously, I think you covered basically all my answers as well too. But that's all my hot takes that I have for tonight, man. Do you have anything else to say, comment?
Well, no. Wish we would have won. There we go. There. Proud of our season, though. It was a great 2025.
Yeah, a couple extra shout outs that I want to give out. Johan, as much as I wish you would have been playing, man, you are the heart and soul. I know a lot of people online has been commenting and saying that, you should have been playing, and how we feel about that too. And, we can't wait to hear you get re-signed here soon as the rumors are being let out there. I know you were a big cause at the beginning of the season. Thank you so much. Pierre, you were a standout player as well. I forgot to mention you earlier, but you're a player that I would love to see us kept back. I mean, you were the rock, you were the CDM in our team, and you made a positive difference. I mean, from the beginning of the season to the ending, you made yourself aware that you're going to be starting in the team. So thank you for all your hard work. Plus, all the other players that made effort for this team weren't just standoff only players. I know in the beginning of the season we were criticizing the team because they let some players go, and if I can pick between having those players come back or have the season that we had, I would keep it the way we did. But hopefully a little bit difference. We win it all in the ending. But other than that, that's it that I have, man. David, thank you so much for being on, for commenting. Gage, Scissor Tail Shirts, next podcast next week. Hopefully you can get back on with us, not Josh, because he's studying for school, he says. Thanks everybody that's watched, commented. If do me a favor, if you want to see somebody, I'm going to try to get either a player, also somebody, a representative from Tulsa FC Channel Cats on next podcast. I'm trying to have somebody, an official from the USL, to be on. Actually, could have had him on today, but it was a little bit short notice, and I just kind of really didn't want to wait. Kind of want also this whole USL PA thing to kind of settle down a little bit, so we can ask him some questions about the whole scenario. But that will have to wait as well. But thank you all. David, thank you again. And like we like to do in the ending, Vamos Tulsa.
Vamos Tulsa.
I don't even got a chrome
zone. I caught the Glock, mama oldest acting like he grown. Now peep the logic. I got a heap of problems. A mathematician, you see, I gotta keep it honest. I'm past offensive. From my childhood, I force you to forfeit. Turn snitch across over source work for corporate. The hardship is not marked for fake artists barking. The artsy astrologist, a start to your rocket ship. Soon as I change styles, the moment that y'all pocket it. And prophets' eyes prophesize giant size dollar clips for blessings. And ain't no way contest it for us outsiders charging 20 G's a session.
Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view. Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view.
Yeah, outsiders in the